We're going to talk about something we probably haven't talked about yet in today's edition of Safety Update. What's going on, guys? Sam Watts here, safety supervisor for Meiborg, Silver Arrow, all that stuff. You know me. And if you don't know me yet, swing by my office, man. Let's meet. Okay, I'm got an open door. Come on in. Okay. Anyways, there's a couple things we need to talk about today, or actually one big thing that we need to talk about. We've had some issues recently that I just need to bring up, not necessarily issues, but just some reminders. Okay, so I understand this is not news to anybody in the industry, and I've been in this industry since the late 90s, and I know you're thinking that's impossible. You look so young, and thank you for that. It's natural. But one of the biggest issues that is now coming to light, and has for the last couple of years, is truck parking. Okay, I understand. Parking is abysmal out there right now. It is incredibly difficult to find a spot to park your truck. And as a lot of you have experienced, and I've seen quite a bit, even if you do find a spot at a Love's or a Flying J or whatever, that doesn't necessarily even mean that it's going to be a safe spot, because I have got dash cam video footage of quite a few of our trucks getting backed into by other companies. We just had one get backed into by a hotshot driver. That was kind of a first for me. So, hey, okay. But yeah, it's parking is becoming quite the deal out there. However, I have gotten a couple reports of some drivers literally parking on the side of interstates. Obviously, that is a very dangerous thing to do, and quite frankly, illegal. You can't park on the side of an interstate and just take your 10 hours on the side there. Again, there are plenty of dash cam footage, videos out there. I'm not going to show them here, but you can YouTube that stuff and see a bunch of semi trucks and even police officers and all that stuff getting hit on the side of interstates because people just don't pay attention. I don't know if you guys have experienced that yet, but people don't really pay attention when they're driving anymore. They've got plenty of distractions out there. So I understand. Again, I understand completely that parking is a bear. What I'm asking, though, is that you really, really try to find a safe spot, a spot safer than the side of an interstate, okay? Obviously, truck stops are going to be your best bet because, you know, they got the food and all that. I mean, that's obviously the best bet. Rest areas, you guys know this. I'll even take like on and off ramps. Now, I know a lot of times you can't park on those things, but it's safer than the side of an interstate. Now, here's a highly controversial thing going on right now, and you might have heard of it, you might not have heard of it. It's called Truck Parking Club, or maybe it's just Truck Park Club, one of the things. There is a company now that is out there that is going to different parking spots, or basically they're going to companies that have available spots that a truck could park there, and they are, for lack of a better term, renting those out to drivers. I'm not saying that you have to do that. I am saying that is an option. Now, we do not cover truck parking as far as company-wide goes, but if that's something that you guys are doing, or if you're desperate to find a parking spot, I would download their app and just take a look at it, okay? I'm not saying you have to use it, but I'm saying that is another tool out there that you can use. And I get it. I don't need the comments or the emails or the text saying, I'm not paying for truck parking. That's a complete ripoff, blah, blah, blah. I get it, okay? I know what your responses, or what a lot of your responses might be to that, having to pay for truck parking. Not ideal, okay? But it is an option out there. And it's an option that maybe you take a look at, and I don't know the pricing or anything like that. I think it kind of varies on where you are at in the country, what time of day. I think it's all kind of, there's variable pricing out there, but it is a tool. So use it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. But again, I understand truck parking is becoming an incredible burden on every driver out there. And I wish there was something more I could do about it, but unfortunately I can't. I know there's legislation being passed and funds being put out there for more truck parking. I mean, I think the government is finally starting to recognize that this is becoming a problem, but it's just going to take time to build it up. So all that to say, please, please, please do not park on the side of an interstate, or do not park in some spot that is really easy to get hit, because there's a decent chance that you're going to get hit. Okay. So please find either, a truck stop, a rest area, plan your day around it, or try to plan your day. I know things sometimes don't go according to plan, but I mean, a lot of you are really good at knowing where the Loves are, where the Pilots are, where the Flying J's, all that kind of stuff, and really try to plan your day to get into one of those so that you can get a good spot to park. And I mean, like I said, absolute worst case scenario, there are, rest areas, there's on and off ramps, just anywhere that's not in a high speed zone, basically. Okay. So, again, I wish I could help you guys out more with truck parking, but I can't. It's scarce out there. I get it. I've seen it. I've driven by truck stops at 6 o'clock at night and they are just jammed packed. So I get it. It's not something that's easily solved, but please do not park in an area that could ultimately get your equipment and you hurt. Okay. Equipment damaged and you hurt. Okay. I don't want to see any of that. So please don't park on the side of interstates or, another busy area. So anyways, okay. With that, let's take a look at some dash cam here. Okay. So here we are. It's raining out. I believe this happened in Illinois. Don't quote me on that one, but it's raining out there. We're on an interstate system. We're going through a city. It doesn't look like it right now, but I could tell you the driver's going through a city. And this is a classic example of the driver was in the right and someone did something that was wrong, and our driver reacted appropriately to this. So again, we're driving on the interstate. We're in the middle lane here. We're taking it a little bit slower because the rain is coming. And we've got this Schneider truck that just decides, hey, my lane's running out. I'm going to speed up and get past this guy rather than I'm going to slow down and just fall in behind him and do whatever. But no, he decides to just go by him basically on the shoulder there as his lane runs out. Now, again, I say this. Our driver was in the right of way. He was in the correct lane. He knew that right lane was ending. And in talking with our driver about this video, he saw that Schneider truck come up on him. He didn't think that he was actually going to be trying to pass him, but he saw him in his mirror. But again, as a lot of you know, when it's raining like this, it is very difficult to see objects in your mirror. But he did see him. And his thought was, this guy's not going to pass me. Oh, here he goes. He's going to pass me. So again, our guy could have sped up and tried to hold that Schneider guy off to the side and, teach him a lesson, whatever, but he didn't. He said, you know what? I'm not going to put myself or my equipment at risk. I'm just going to let this Schneider truck drive past me, and I'm going to let him get away, and I'm just going to keep driving the rest of my day. This is the exact right thing to do, okay? I understand drivers can make you frustrated out there, and it's really frustrating when it's another semi-truck because he should know better. He shouldn't be doing stuff like that. He should know better than to try to pass our guy on the right, but he did it. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing our driver can do about it other than just let him go, okay? I've preached this a lot, guys, but this is really important, and it's something I really like to hammer home to people because I understand you get frustrated out there and you get mad at guys doing stupid crap like this, but just let him go, okay? There's nothing that we can do in this situation. He's a bad driver. We're a good driver. Let's keep it that way, okay? I don't know if his safety guy has seen this kind of stuff or has seen him do this, but it is what it is, okay? I mean, I just had a conversation with another driver this week that a car got cut off, or a car cut them off. And he called me and texted me and said, what can I do about this? And I said, nothing. Like, it didn't cause any, collision or anything like that. The car made a stupid move. You were there. There's nothing we can do, man. Just let him go, okay? I know it's frustrating. I really do. I drive a car too. I mean, I don't drive a semi like you guys, but I'm on the road. Like, I get cut off and stuff like that. I understand how frustrating it is when you're in the right on something and someone does something stupid like this. But there's nothing you can do, okay? You are in a very expensive vehicle. a very big vehicle, a vehicle that is very hard to slow down in a timely fashion. If something like this happens, I get it, you're in the right, but just let them go, okay? Be aware of your surroundings and just let them go, all right? So again, I try not to sound like a broken record on that, but it's something that is very important to understand. You get frustrated, slow down just a little bit. That's what our driver did here. Slowed it down just a little bit, let the driver go. Guess what? I haven't confirmed this with our driver, but I'm almost like 99% sure that these two guys have never seen each other ever again. So, keep that in the back of your mind too. Guy makes you mad, let him go. You'll never see him again. Cool? All right. So anyways, again, I like showing these things because it's just a good reminder, okay? It's just a good reminder, and giving kudos out to drivers who are doing things well. Keep it up, okay? I see a lot of times, or I get a lot of phone calls and texts from you guys saying, hey, this guy did this, but I just backed her off a little bit and they were gone. Perfect, okay? We live to fight another day. So, but if you do have questions, comments, concerns, whatever, my contact information is at the bottom. Feel free to reach out to me. You know where I sit in the office too. So come on in and we can chat about something. But yeah, as always, because of things like this, guys, this is why I always say it at the end of my videos, make sure that when you're out there that you drive safe.